Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unpackaging of hopefully a knife to share with you guys. I have absolutely no idea what is in this package. I'm going to share this special moment with all of you, like I do every single weekday at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, if you didn't know that. Thanks to whoever sent this. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. As per usual, I will link whatever this is down in the description so that you guys can check it out if you want to. It helps my channel when you use my links, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, enough of this. Let's get in here and find out what the heck we've got. What kind of surprise do we have today? Oh, it's from Civivi prototype. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we have here. I think this will probably go over well. Even if you don't like the handle material, it's safe to assume that they will do this in a few different variations. What is your price? Oh, you're not going to tell me. Okay, so I have no idea. I'm going to try and time this upload for when you can actually get this. Okay, so we have the Cogent in, what was it, contoured fat carbon? Oh, yes. This is 14C28N. Whoa! It locks. It has a double lock. Oh, that's very tactical. So, as far as I can tell, the difference between this, I'm going to sit down so I can look it over. This is a nice knife. The Cogent, it's like, I remember when the Cogent came out, and I was like, oh my god, Civivi did an awesome button lock, and like nobody else really is doing budget button locks right now, so this is the best thing in the whole world. And then I'm not saying, that's the lead-in makes it sound like my channel started this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying then it was like the race for the budget button lock was off and everybody was making, I'm not saying that this was the first one, right? But this was the first for a lot of people. Really good knife, right? Excellent knife. It just got buried under a ton of other excellent button lock models, many of which were actually designed by Civivi. Boy, that does really feel nice, and it's a really nice looking. It's not my favorite. Like the multicolored fat carbon's not my favorite. I like black and one color, so the red, white, and blue is fine. It's very patriotic if you enjoy a bit of irony with your cutlery. But it's not as bad as when they put the American flag on it, though. You know, I think it's just the colors of fat carbon that they chose. This is 14C28N and fat carbon, which will probably result in a weird price point. If the difference here is that they have the secondary lock and, I mean, it is thoroughly locked out there, but if you try to disengage that button, I'm going to guess why maybe they did this. It's because with button locks, depending on how you're gripping it, many of us have pointed out that squeezing it in exactly the right, parentheses, wrong area can result in disengaging, especially a lot of times it's if you're left-handed and, if you're left-handed and choking up. I don't know that the Cogent necessarily has that problem. But the benefit here to having the secondary lock is that it doesn't matter where you're gripping it. You're not, even if you push down on that button, it's not going to disengage, right? Which is kind of cool. A lot of times the secondary lock feature is kind of a why, right? But in this case, I think it actually makes a lot of sense. The contoured scales on this are really nice. I immediately want this, like fat carbon's fine, fat carbon's cool, but it's kind of expensive, right? I want to see Contour G10 or micarta, right? The 14C28N, that's fine. As far as I can tell, there's not a lot else changed here, but this is excellent. I mean, this is really, really, really excellent, and I'm very much a fan of it. I think that the secondary lock idea is great. I think the addition of the contoured scales is great. I'm just hoping that we do.
That's fine if you want to do fun, fancy materials for people who want this. I'm just hoping we do some reasonable materials so that we can keep this in budget knife territory zone. Because this knife coming in at what I'm hoping is going to be between $65 and $75 will make it wonderful, right? And no more worries about accidental disengagement. Are there differences in the size? I'm going to weigh it real quick. And, it's going to depend heavily on if they offer it in different materials. This little piece of paper they sent with it doesn't say, it just says sample. Dude, why are you guys going so low on this hardness? Civivi and we. I understand that this is coded and you guys are down like a point, but I don't know how much of this information they wanted me to show. But this right here, dude, 57 to 59, no. Come on. How about for the coded ones, you go, 59, 61, and for the uncoded ones, you aim for 60 to 62. I'm not saying, and whenever I say this, people think automatically that I'm suggesting that anything that is under 60 is bad and anything that is over 60 is good, and this is apply all for every composition. No. But in the case of 14C28N, it's kind of right around that same zone, right? As D2, M390, I think. Maybe it is 5961. That's where we need to be hitting it, coded or not. 5961 bare minimum. This is 57. That's too low. That's 1095. If you're heat treating 1095, then fine, right? But that's too low. I do like this though. Let's measure it. That's what I was starting to talk about. Overall length of the Cogent. I doubt this is any different than the original. Not quite 8 inches, 7.85 inches, 3.5 inch blade length, 3.25 inch cutting edge, and then weight is probably slightly heavier than the original. It's 4 ounces. It's not bad, right? Might be a little bit less. Is carbon fiber way more than G10 or micarta? I can never remember. They're always so similar. The action's very good, right? Lockout without the secondary lock is solid. And it's obviously absolutely solid with the secondary lock. That secondary lock is distinct. It's not floppy. It's got a click to it, which is good. It would take, I'm sure somebody will be like, well, you could accidentally disengage it. I mean, you could, but think about that. You'd have to be cutting in a way that would cause you to accidentally disengage the lock and then squeezing the knife in a way that would cause you to accidentally disengage the button, right? I mean, at that point, you could make the argument that any and all folding knives you could accidentally disengage, which is 100% true. This just has a lot more steps that you would have to accidentally step over. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. By the time you guys are seeing this, and if you're seeing this, it means that it's okay for me to upload it and show you guys. But this is probably one that I, will want to talk with them about and find out if there are any other changes or anything like that, what they're planning to do with this. This is the first time that I've ever actually been sent a prototype that I can remember from Civivi. So pretty cool, good model. Hope it's priced correctly. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.